best friends and next door neighbors, Willow and Lillian, spill the tea on murder, mysteries, and other things that go bump in the night. So get your favorite teacup ready and let's get into it. Welcome to Cruelty Podcast. This is Lillian.
And I am Maddie.
There we go. That worked this time.
That
We
was
did it.
fine.
It was
I didn't
fine.
love that, but it was good.
It was good.
Small
We're
high
getting
five.
there. We're getting there.
Yay.
Yeah. I don't have any initial banter other than to say that I am tired and life is cruel, and that's all I got.
Yeah, I basically echo those sentiments. I went back to work from home starting this week, and while I am loving working from home, Jesus Christ, being by yourself all the time can really just suck out the fun of existing. 'Cause like, how the fuck am I supposed to appreciate being by myself if I can't hate being around other people?
That's fair. Although I really like being alone, but I'm a weirdo, so it's probably because I'm never alone. Someone's always up my ass. Yeah,
Yeah, I just
probably.
have two very adorable dogs, but no matter how many times I talk to them and no matter how many times I try to convince myself that they don't talk back.
No, no. If they do, you should probably take a little grippy sock vacation. Just
I
some
am
advice.
not on my schizophrenia meds, but that is okay.
That is okay.
That is honestly, and I hate to be that person, I have been finding myself a lot more off of the meds and learning how to live with it and coping with it instead of trying to actively fight it.
Well, treatment's different for everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't. Disclaimer: Lillian does not recommend you go off your meds without consulting your psychologist, physician, or therapist. Thank you. All right, what are we doing today?
So I am covering Alexis Sharkey. God damn it. Of course I ruined her name first try, but um she is basically like this social media influencer, I think specifically on TikTok. And I mean, it's a crime podcast. You can basically guess what happened to her. But Alexis Leigh Sharkey, born Alexis Leigh Robinalt in Warren, Pennsylvania, and she was raised in Youngsville, by the way, was a 26-year-old American social media influencer and the daughter to Michael and Stacy Clark Robinalt. She graduated historian of the 2012 class at Youngsville High School, summa cum laude from the University of Pittsburgh at and maintained a GPA that kept her in the top 2% of all University of Pittsburgh students in her entire college career. She graduated in 2016 with a major in biology, a minor in nutrition, and a minor in psychology. She was an executive director and mentor at the wellness company Monat. And Monat, if you didn't know, is a MLM or multi-level marketing company that had hair care, skin care, and wellness products. And basically, Sharkey had Instagram and TikTok where she made a bunch of content not only about Monat, but just other wellness tips, I guess I should say. And her mother described her as health conscious and passionate about selling organic healthcare products. So, disclaimer, MLMs are bad.
MLM's
Never get
real
involved.
bad. Real bad. Almost
Just
culty in their behavior.
Yeah, just if you get offered Tupperware or essential oils or anything, walk away. Knives, walk away.
Girl,
Just
keep walking. It's a trap.
the only MLM scheme that I am willing to accept are Girl Scouts. I will always take a Girl Scout, like, I will always take Girl Scout cookies anytime they're offered to me. I don't care how much I'm paying. $10 a box, I will pay that.
Yeah,
Worth
they're
it.
pretty good.
Um, Anyways, in December 2019, Alexis Robinalt became Alexis Sharkey, marrying Thomas Tom Sharkey in what seemed like a picture-perfect union. But behind the curated Instagram posts and smiling photos, something much darker brewed. By October 2020, on a girls' trip to Marfa, Texas, Alexis confided in her friends that she was scared. She didn't feel safe, and soon the world would understand why. Her last Instagram post, shared on November 22nd, 2020, painted an idyllic scene: white sand beaches, turquoise waves, a woman seemingly carefree in Tulum, Mexico. But just days later, on Thanksgiving night, she had dinner with Tom, which was her final meal. The next evening, November 27th, Alexis was seen for the final time. Tom would later claim they hadn't fought, that he had only warned her against driving while intoxicated, but her friends knew something was off. Alexis never went anywhere without her phone. She was constantly connected. That night, however, she didn't respond to texts or calls. She had vanished. By the next day, Tom was reaching out to family, telling them Alexis was missing. On social media, he thanked followers for helping in the search, while also noting that he was receiving death threats. At the time, many assumed he was a grieving husband, but in hindsight, it almost seemed as if he were preparing for the inevitable scrutiny. My
Yeah.
mouth is so dry.
Oh,
Ugh.
oh yeah. I don't know. I think it's like a change of seasons. It does it to me too. Like my mouth gets super dry. It's dumb. My eyes are dry. But yeah, you can kind of see the writing on the wall on this one, I think. It sucks.
Yeah, we hate to say it's always men, but like, man, it's sure men a lot, huh?
It sure is. It sure is. And I mean, we and Willow have always like said the same thing. They're like, we're not saying all men, but y'all, come on now. Come on.
Yeah, what's the percentage of like serial killers, male to female gender ratio? It's like 80 something percent,
It's
right?
higher than that. I'll
Is
Google
it
it.
is it
I'll Google
higher?
it, but it is
Please.
higher. Yeah, I've Googled it before. Uh,
I'm in a recliner right now, or else I would Google.
okay, so this is very professional. Percentage of male versus female serial killers. Dup, 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 dup. Only 15% of women, so it's 85% are men.
Yep. I knew it was around 80 something.
Yeah, we were
It's
both
just
right. That's what I say.
a huge amount.
It is staggering,
Extremely,
yes.
yes,
I would
the
like to point
real
out
gender
too
gap.
that when we've covered female serial killers in the past, it's been really common that they've ended up being kind of in a duo, like they're with a husband or boyfriend. Um, like the why can't I think of the name? Anyway, the notorious child serial killers in England, that's a couple, and then the Homolkas, Carla Homolka and whatever his name was, the Ken and Barbie killers. It's a lot of stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that. Like where people wonder if she had never met the guy, if she would have turned out that way.
Well,
It's hard to
usually
say.
in male-female pairs, the female is the submissive personality, which kind of helps enable the male, which is the aggressor,
Hmm.
um, or obviously the dominant personality. And while, of course, there are and have been records where women have been the dominant personality, that is again like one of those, like when it does happen, it's usually the female working as the submissive.
Yeah, and
Um,
it really
so I would
makes
say
the
probably
news.
no.
It really makes the news when it's not, like it's a real rare case. But anyway, do go on. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to do aside real quick.
Oh no, happily. So on the morning of November 28th, around 8 a.m., a city worker made a grisly discovery in Houston's energy corridor. There, discarded like trash, lay the nude body of Alexis Sharkey. No attempt had been made to hide her. No sign of straw at the scene. It was as if someone had simply tossed her away. The next morning, Tom Sharkey identified her body. To the press, he painted a picture of a loving husband, insisting their marriage was happy, that Alexis wasn't as joyful as she appeared online. But as the investigation unfolded, cracks in his story began to show. 2 weeks after Alexis's death, Tom abruptly left Texas. He made no effort to arrange a funeral, forcing the medical examiner to declare her mother, Stacy Robinault, as her next of kin. On December 19th, 2020, a private funeral was held without Tom's knowledge. Then, on
Oh,
January
wow.
19th, 2021, the Harris County, oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was just impressed that, like, I guess
I'm just
her
putting this
mom,
out there.
like, her mom clearly believed that he had something to do with it from the jump.
Moms usually have a fucking sixth sense about that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, not my mom, but
Not all
other
moms.
moms for sure.
Ooh, not all moms. That's the new
Not
hashtag.
not all moms, no.
My mom would have been like best friends with my serial killer husband. That's how that would have worked.
Y-
Because my mom was evil as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I so my mom listens to this podcast, so I do not want to directly call her out for anything. Um, however, on on the small slim chance that she doesn't listen to this, because again, I do not want to point out her shortcomings. She didn't know that I was in another state for 3 days until after I had left when
See,
I
it's
was
is your
16.
mom more like ding dongery like me, like my head's up my butt? Because like my mom was just evil.
See, my mom is a good person. It's just that like the circumstances of which I was raised, we were never very close, or like if we were close, it was usually me counseling her through like her life events instead of the other way around. So she just didn't think to check up on me, and I was just gone for a few days before she noticed I had left. And I had even like left a note on the counter and she just didn't notice it. So,
It's fair. My parents never knew where I was. Go on, please.
well, you also, again, you also grew up in a era where parents had to be reminded to see where their kids were.
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I think after like the stranger danger craze of the 80s, that kind of became less the case, and helicopter parenting was kind of a thing. Um, especially in my teens, but my parents just it would require them to like care beyond themselves, and they weren't going to do that. I don't care. My mom can't listen because she's in hell, and my dad just would never. So I can talk as much trash as I like. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll talk trash about my dad happily. I fucking hate that guy.
fuck
But
that
anyways, to
guy.
get on with it, yeah, fuck you, Brian, asshole.
Ooh,
I'll
Brian's are
set you on
bad
fire
traditionally.
someday, I swear.
Yeah,
Yes, right? I can't trust a man named Brian. I just
you
can't.
can't trust a TJ, a Matt, a Brian, or a Michael.
Well, wait, what's wrong with Matt? I'm Matt.
No, no, no,
Hello?
no, no, no. Cisgender white dude Matt cannot be trusted.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Different. Frat boy Matt versus femboy. Yeah, okay.
Oh, femboys are
We got it.
fine. Always.
Yeah, all
We
all
stand a
femboys get
femboy
an
here.
automatic pass.
That's
Thank
right.
you. Yes.
Because they're fucking
I
cute.
wasn't calling myself a femboy, by the way. I don't know if I would identify myself like that ever, but
No, we
we
like a
have to talk about
femboy
the
in this
femboys.
house. Hmm.
Exactly. Anyways, on January 19th, 2021, the Harris County Institute of Forensic Science delivered the final blow. Alexis Sharkey's death wasn't an accident, it was murder, and the cause of death was strangulation. As investigators dug deeper, the truth became impossible to ignore. Alexis and Tom's marriage was crumbling. Police discovered a history of domestic violence, whispered fights behind closed doors, a relationship built on control rather than love. Alexis had been preparing to leave, and a divorce was looming, and with it, a motive. By September 2021, authorities had what they needed. On September 29th, they issued a warrant for Tom Sharkey's arrest, declaring him the only person with the means, motive, and opportunity to kill his wife. But bringing him to justice wouldn't be so simple. October 5th, 2021, police tracked Tom to his daughter's house in Fort Myers, Florida. Hi, Florida. They moved in, preparing to arrest him, but Tom had other plans. In the early hours of the October 6th, as officers closed in, Tom went upstairs and with a single gunshot to the head, he ended his life. No trial, no confession, no closure. Authorities later called him evasive and deceptive, but to many, his final act spoke louder than any words ever could. In the end, Alexis' mother was left mourning not only the loss of her daughter, but also the grim reality of never seeing justice served in a courtroom. She had suspected Tom all along, but even she hadn't expected the case to end this way. And then I'm just going to insert what Alexis family like had described her in her obituary, just because I think it's important to like really humanize the
Oh,
victims that
always,
we're talking
yes.
about.
We prioritize victims on this podcast and always have.
Yeah, so fuck you, Tom, and we miss you, Alexis, basically.
Basically.
Yeah. Um, so directly quoting, Lexi had a passion for learning and understanding the many mysteries of life. As she would often say, I'm addicted to learning, and would do extensive research on any given topic, staying open-minded in her quest for answers. Her friends and family also knew her as being loving and giving. Lexi's desire was to develop to be the best version of herself and to see others achieve that as well. She worked to encourage others towards that end by offering help in any way she could. Lex was also very playful and fun-loving. She was always up for an adventure and enjoyed fun with friends and family. Her laughter was contagious, and there was a lot of it when you were with her. She will be remembered as being driven, intelligent, loving, and truly beautiful both inside and out.
Oh.
So, end quote.
And she was beautiful. I'm looking at
And
pictures of her now. She was just gorgeous.
and she was gorgeous, even if she did work for a scummy MLM.
Yeah, but I'm going to say
She
this real
really
quick.
did care about other people.
I want to say this real quick about MLMs because I don't want to get it twisted. They are predatory and they're scams. That doesn't mean I think you're an idiot or a dumbass or like evil if you're in Avon or unique or like any of those. I don't think that. Okay. So let's just get that out of the here. It's designed to pull you in. It's designed to keep you kind of wrapped up in it, where you make it your life, and you're just never going to make money. And I'm sorry to say it. Like I know it hurts people to hear that, especially when you've poured a lot of like work into something. When you believe in a product too, I get it. I understand. Like, and it's not to say that some of these products aren't even good. Like I use some Avon shit to this day. I just ordered it off the website or like on Mercari or whatever. So like I get it, but ooh, get out, girl. They specifically prey on women mostly. And it's just like timeshares or any other scam like that. They pick on like people who are desperate, needing a side hustle cuz nowadays who doesn't need like 50 jobs just to afford some eggs.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that I believe that she was a victim of the MLM shit. Because unless you're at the
Yeah.
very top of the food chain, unless you're at the very, very tippy top, you're a victim of this. So if you are listening and you're like, oh, I do MLMs, fuck you, Lillian. Well, I gave my opinion, and if you don't like it, I don't want to tell you to do your research. That's all. I just like to say it. I like to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, that was basically what I was gonna say.
I got sucked into Mary Kay when I was in my 20s.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
yeah, I did. I was pretty desperate at the time to make money kind of under my husband's nose so I could make him go away because he was really abusive and it was presented
I
to me
think
as a
that's why
way
a
out.
lot of women join MLMs specifically
Oh yeah.
because you don't always need a lot of money up front to
No.
start selling, and they'll let you go into debt too.
Oh, sure. They encourage it. They encourage it.
Mm-hmm.
I had never had a credit card until then. And it
I don't like
ooh.
thinking about my credit cards because they're not good.
Let's not think about our credit because it just makes us cry.
Yep, basically.
Yeah. No, I eventually want to cover some of the more scammy MLMs on Patreon because I find it interesting and I think I like to be educational sometimes. So I'm considering that. I'm still working on my script for my Patreon episode. I don't know if you'll be doing any Patreon episodes, Maddie, but if you have any ideas, we need some episodes.
I am still working out on how to do the concepts for that thing that you and I talked about and that we
Oh,
teased
yes.
last week. Um, Plus,
I'm
I am
excited
still
about
in
it.
the midst of making the merch because I it's not that I'm a slow worker, I just don't have a ton of time.
Yeah.
In between law firm and then also having to research like cases. And then also I'm a very sleepy girl personally. I don't know about you, but
Lately,
I girl
yes.
loves to nap.
Yes,
Um,
very sleepy. Well, I just part of like the slowdown has been just the transition from one co-host to another. I'm also working with somebody on making a website for the podcast. There's a lot going on. So, for business time today, all I want to say is join our Patreon if you haven't already. Over 700 hours of content. More is on the way. Maddie has some really cute ideas I want to try. We have merch. There will be new
we
designs
do.
soon, but the old
There is.
designs are still very good. So you need a t-shirt or a mug or a tote or something, go get one. It helps. It helps the pod. It
Yeah,
does.
absolutely. And join our Discord, because you can
Please.
talk to me or Lillian or sometimes
Sometimes
Maris,
Maris. I have to.
sometimes
Well,
Maris.
here, if you put at Maris in the Discord, it will summon me, and then I will summon him. I have to show. He's not good at technology. He has no idea what the fuck is going on.
You're
Bless
his,
him.
you're like a demonic secretary. Like you just get summoned first and you're like, "Oh, he's like down the hall. I'll go get him for you."
Yeah,
He has his headphones in. He can't hear
yes.
your summoning.
No, I have to go in there, and I go, honey, people's talking to
Just
you.
just tapping him very aggressively on the shoulder. Like,
Oh no, it's
yeah,
like
hun,
Wet Willie,
hun,
just or
hun,
Gooey
darling.
George, just stick your tongue right in his ear. Blip.
I'm sorry, a gooey
Uh,
what now?
okay, Wet Willie's when you lick your finger and stick it in somebody's ear. A Gooey George is when you stick your tongue in their ear.
Ugh,
Indeed.
that sounds
Blip.
awful.
Sometimes it's not so awful.
Okay,
Yeah.
whoa.
Inappropriate. You
I mean, a little bit, but I guess now I'm just curious. I don't really do anything like that,
don't
so
like to have your ear nibbled upon?
I it it's never been something that has existed in my
Well,
life.
I'm not gonna come and nibble your ears. It's strange.
I'm I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, Matty,
I'll
her
put an
ears
ad on
unnibbled.
FetLife or something.
Now, like I just like a little, to tease my ear a little bit. I have cute ears for the record. I will have everyone know. They're very pointy and they're
Bragging
very
about your
small, but not freakishly
mm,
small. Are they
they're just
freakishly?
dainty
I
and
don't know.
delicate,
They are.
apparently.
It's
Mm.
true. They work for shit because I have audio processing disorder. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the ears work, the brain's bad. Whatever, whatever. Also, you may have noticed Reality has taken a brief hiatus. That's because Maris is adjusting to his work schedule. He's off in the wintertime and he works for tourist season. And we've been having to get up very early. And for some reason, it's been just slammed busy. And he has worked like 8 days in a row. So he's
Mm.
exhausted. And he's having like a horrible EDS flare up. So he's also in pain. So just be patient. It's coming. We didn't quit. We don't quit. I'm not a quitter. The only way I would quit this podcast is if someone paid me like a lot of money. Then I would. Fuck all y'all. So
How
if you're
much is a lot? Just
like
out
five
of
hundred thousand
curiosity.
dollars would do it.
500,000. Okay.
Yes. Bye.
Interesting.
You can have it. Like if you are a hater out there sitting on a lot of money you don't care about, you can pay
I
me to
guess that's
shut
our
up.
that's our sellout. Well, that's your sellout price.
Yeah.
I don't know if I own any percent of this, actually.
Uh,
I don't know about that.
you own your episodes. That's how I feel about it.
I own my specific episodes. I will repost these in my own copyright and then shut me up.
Yeah,
You
you can pay
can't.
us to shut the fuck up. You can pay me. Say, Lillian, shut the fuck up. And I go, yes, sir. And then I
Also,
won't
you can
talk.
pay us for episodes. Fun
You
fact.
can, but please keep in mind I have 3 commissions currently, so there is a bit of a wait.
Yeah, I also have commissions that I need to get done.
Not
I don't know.
related to this podcast.
I'm working through them. I just, yeah, not related to this.
Oh
We
no,
need to be
writing
saying
commissions. I
goodbye.
have like 4 of those right now. So
Oh, whoa, well,
oh.
what three commissions were you talking about?
We have 3 podcast commissions currently.
Oh, am I on any of that? I'm gonna be really,
Yes.
actually, I don't know. Wow.
Yes, I believe you're on
No.
one. The rest are for Maris because Maris is more popular than we are, and you're just gonna have to accept that, like I have.
I can accept that for now. I would like to have my own little group of fans at some point.
Maddie
And then I'll pet
stands.
them. I'll pet them and I'll feed them used tea bags and
Oh,
I'll
that's
love them
really rude.
forever.
I love it.
No, that's how they get their nutrition. I'll squeeze it in their mouth with a little bit of
Ah,
honey
you're
and
making it
like
weird now,
and
but
like
it's
some
okay.
and like some old lemon
Just
wedges.
feels like a weird fetish now. I don't know why. It's
Maybe one of the smart ones will plant a seed from the lemon tree and they'll have
oh, do you guys
their
want to
own
hear
little
an
tree.
embarrassing story about me before I go?
Yes,
It's what you
please.
said reminded me of it. Okay. First, I need to state something really important. My personal hygiene, you could eat off my asshole, okay? I take a shower twice a day. I am moisturized. I am always perfumed. My hair smells like fucking roses, all right? All the time. It's beautiful, silky. Come touch it. No, you can't, but it's nice. I don't, nothing about me stinky. And I cannot bear stinkiness, sweatiness, griminess makes me want to die. My autism cannot bear it. And so I also clean my belly button. It's really important. You don't want to, and here's why. I had a friend in high school, and she was just nasty. Like, she would just not shower. She was just disgusting. And she pulled like a big wad of orange gunk out of her belly button once that smelled just about like the end of the world. And ever since then, I religiously clean my belly button. So, what I'm about to
Understandable.
say, I don't know how it happened. I was laying in bed, my belly button was itchy, and I went, so I get my bottle of peroxide because we're just going to pour it in there, right? I'm not messing around. And I noticed there's a little leaf in my belly button.
A leaf?
It
Like
was a
a
fucking leaf,
fucking yard?
like a little leaf, like a plant.
What?
And I went, ugh. I made a weird noise because I was upset. And so I plucketh it from my button. It was some kind of seed. I germinated a plant in my belly button.
Growing in your belly button?
Yeah, and I flung it in horror. And Marith to this day is just like, man, you were probably growing another you, which would have been really hot. So he's kind of pissed. There you go. It's embarrassing.
You aborted your baby.
I
That's
did.
awful.
Yeetus the fetus. Goodbye.
I
There didn't
wonder
need
what
to be
kind of
two of me.
plant it was. That's so
See, I wish I
interesting.
had calmed down and put it in a little pot of dirt, you know? I mean, I just don't know. Like, I'm not a big seed eater. I do eat everything bagels, but like they're cooked. The seed can't survive that. I don't know where it came from. I don't. I hate it. I hate it. I thought I was having like a weird lucid nightmare, and I was like, oh. And ever since then, I more than clean the belly button. I peroxide the belly button once a week. Fear. Why was there a plant to my button? It's
See, I'm
fucked.
very opposite. Like I understand I have autism. I even have OCD, but I don't have like cleansing. I don't have like the cleaning OCD. God, I wish I was
I
I'm
don't
not
have
gonna say
cleaning OCD
lucky.
either.
That's not the word I'd use, but like sometimes I do wish that I could get like a fucking hit of that organization OCD and go ham on my
Ah, man,
house.
me too.
But me
I'd say do
personally,
meth, but that's like not no, don't do
I
meth.
did coke once, but it just made me feel
Normal?
yeah.
Same. I did meth once too, and I was just like, yeah,
I
fine, I'm
was
just
just
normal now.
I was just very engaged in a conversation and like talking at a normal speed
You could
and
focus.
not I wasn't overlapping sentences or anything. It was crazy. But like it wasn't a good enough feeling for me to do it again. So I was
No,
like,
it's too
that was a
expensive. Fuck off.
but I didn't even have to pay for it. See,
Oh no,
it
this
was
is back in
Halloween.
y'all,
I
this is
had
back when I was in
just
my
no.
20s.
I was 18. I had just gotten broken up with by this poly couple that I thought I was going to be like the unicorn for the rest of our lives. I was like, "Oh my God, this is it." And it like wasn't. So I was Halloween, I was at a bar with some friends. I saw the couple out and doing like their thing. I went to the bathroom. This hot goth girl shows up out of fucking nowhere, sees me crying in the women's
Like a
bathroom,
dark angel.
and she goes, "Here, Angel, try this." And she
Oh,
pulls up, she has a fucking coke nail pinky,
hell yeah.
coffin shaped, matte black, fucking gorgeous woman. dressed as Morticia Adams, and I was dressed as like one of the hot comic versions of the Black Widow. So I also had like a sexy black dress on, and I was like, fuck. And she just out of like fucking scoops it up, and she's like, I'll show you. And then she does a bump of coke, and then she scoops up one for me, and she just puts like her hand on the back of my head, and she like guides me down to it, and she coaches me through taking it. Hottest experience of my life, but I will never do coke again.
No,
Not ever.
kids, don't do drugs. Well, you can do some drugs, but don't do
Do
those.
weed. If you're
Do
gonna
weed.
do if you're
Do
gonna
weed.
do something, do weed. We both do weed.
Do weed or
Do
shroomies in a safe space, as long as you don't have mental health issues that could bring on psychosis.
When my mom comes down to visit me next, her and I are gonna do mushrooms together. I've already decided.
Me and Maris
I
just
want to
did mushrooms.
experience
It was great.
mushrooms.
Me and Maris just
I
did
want to
mushrooms.
try
It
it
was
once.
fantastic. We stayed up all night just talking.
It's just I don't have a dealer that has mushrooms.
All
My
right, we're
dealer only does weed and he hates me for some reason, but we should be ending the episode. This is a lot of banter.
it is. But hey, I love you guys. Please come to Discord. Don't be shy. If you don't know how to use it, you can always email me and I'll explain it to you because someone had to explain it to me because I'm old. Yep. There
I'm
you
not
go.
going to comment on that, but
You don't have
yeah.
to. I couldn't even make the Discord for the podcast. I had to have my child make it. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Technology, it's like I'm one of those people that I'm like kind of okay with technology and then sometimes I'm not. And I just can't pick which it is. But that's all. So Maddie's going to say goodbye.
I'm saying goodbye. Thank you for joining me to talk about Alexis Sharkey. Don't murder your spouse.
No,
Crazy idea.
bad.
Don't join MLMs
Don't do it.
and do if you're gonna do drugs, do weed.
If you can and it's healthy
I'm
for you.
comfortable with all of that advice. Like
Yes.
that's the Maddie stamp of approval. It's Maddie Wednesday, everybody. I will see you next week.
Bye.
Us on your social media platform of choice. Linktree/cruelty has all of the links. Check out our Patreon for exclusive episodes, merch, ad-free episodes, live ghost hunts, and much more. Please be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded weekly. Thank you so much. See you next time. Music and production by Libby.